Hello guys and welcome to Yorkieverse. I'm Yorkie and today we're playing something that isn't Minecraft. I know, shocker horror. But yeah, I wanted to do a new game. I wanted to branch out into different games, and this game came out, and I'm a big fan of kind of like games like Antichamber and Portal. Games that kind of get you to think a little bit about what's going on and let you explore a little bit, and apparently Stanley's Parable is something like that, but no one can really tell you what goes on in the game without giving anything away. So all the reviews are like, you just have to play it, you just have to try it, you just gotta give it a go, and you'll understand why it's amazing. So I'm gonna play this through, and I'm gonna hope you guys enjoy it. I think I'm gonna enjoy it, but we'll just have to see. Apparently there are multiple endings, so this is something I could play a few times. I could also stream this as well, if that's what you guys would want, because actually the day this goes out I'll have already streamed. But yeah, I shall begin the game. I don't really know what this game is about. They've got a demo, and the demo tells you what the game's gonna feel like, but it doesn't tell you anything about the game. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. But it's just very confusing, and I can't explain it. I can't explain it because I haven't played it. If that makes sense. If it takes a particularly long time to load, then I'm just gonna. This is very long loading. The end is never, the end is never, the end is never. The end is never. But yeah, if it just takes a long time to load, I'll just skip. But I think it's just about done, to be honest with you. Okay, we're in.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped.
Okay guys, so we've woken up in our office and nobody's here.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Providing partitions for 50 years. I'm guessing these little bits of walls are partitions. There's nobody here then. Anybody in there? Nobody here. Anything? Can't really do that much.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I don't want to go left. I want to go right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Got a lovely employee lounge.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
What's in there? I don't like being told where to go. Can I just explore a little bit?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, this looks interesting. This looks more fun. I'm going to see if the boss is here.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
What?
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
For who?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
I don't think she has. What's going on? Nice scary dark door. Oh, Jesus.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
What?
If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Can I just leave? I don't want to be... I don't want to... What is this? Wait, fade to white? What the... Where the...
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just
What?
pulling the bread out of the oven.
Bread?
All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Oh my god!
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
Ow.
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh, come on, what? Press J on your keyboard?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Do I have to press H? I don't want to press H. You press H. Is there a way out? Is that a knife? No. H.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen
Are these
this
all
life.
drawn on?
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
The hell? Where's G?
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
Is this my
The thought
imagination?
excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
What?
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
What?
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
What?
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I'm not going to do it. You can't make me do it. I'm not going to do it then. Wait, what? Does he want me not to do it? There's got to be a way out. I don't want to be at work in the morning. There's got to be a way out, maybe? Well, I think I'm going to have to press it, aren't I?
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
I want to question things. Don't leave me here.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please die.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What the hell just happened? And I'm back in the office I was just in.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I think, was I punished because I didn't go down the door he wanted me to? Maybe I should take the left door this time?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This is very confusing. So we just died in a room.
Yet
and
there was not a single
he was talking
person
about
here
choice.
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
And
Stanley
saying how
decided
choices
to go
didn't
up
matter?
to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Upstairs, but downstairs looks cool though. There's a car there.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
Oh god, I've done
He
it again,
considered
haven't
the
I?
possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished?
Oh,
His
the exit.
boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley.
Wait, what?
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made
Oh
any
my
logical
god, I'm
sense.
stuck in a loop,
And as
aren't I?
Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last,
my god.
he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
Is it though?
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
I don't think I'm
He
dreaming.
wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
No, no.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun,
What the-
and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?